When it comes to good representation, having confidence in your lawyer is key. To talk about the importance of attorney representation in criminal proceedings is Joe Catania from Catania Catania. Welcome, Joe. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Well, I'll say you yourself are new on the show, so a big welcome. Glad you're joining us today, and getting to know more about the legal system and to learn how the relationship between clients, attorneys, that's so crucial. And I know you're going to give us some examples today of why people need to focus on that relationship, but also need to focus on the future instead of just right in the moment, right?
Sure. So a lot of times people pick up minor charges in the whole scheme of a criminal proceeding, and they feel as though they can handle it themselves. They can avoid the cost of an attorney or the hassle of going to try to find somebody and arrange payments, and can feel like they can go to court, they can handle it themselves, and the issue would resolve with a fine and an adjudication, and that would be the end of it. In some situations that's true, but there's others where people don't understand what's going to happen to them in the future as a result of what they plead to or accept today. For example, if someone is in a fight at a Bucks game, which we know happens every once in a while, that charge, as long as it wasn't too significant, is a misdemeanor. It's a battery charge. And typically, if someone doesn't have a bad prior record, they're going to have some type of minor probation or fees that are associated with it. And instead of trying to hire an attorney, they feel as though they can just try to handle that situation themselves. The problem becomes down the road, whether it be a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, if a similar situation happens, that charge now becomes a felony, a battery second or subsequent offense. And so what once was a minor thing, given your prior record, has now made your situation much worse. Now, had that person sought an attorney for their first charge after that fight at the Buccaneers game, someone may have been able to help and defend their rights, look for ways to fight that charge, and maybe they're not in that situation at all.
I was going to say, what would an attorney do with that kind of example and being able to kind of change the outcome is what you're saying, that it won't affect the future?
Sure. So the most important thing an attorney can do is protect your rights and make sure that whatever happened to you in your criminal case, that police acted appropriately, that witnesses were talked to, that everything was explored to make sure that we act as a checks and balances system, making sure that everyone acted the way they should. So one thing an attorney might do is try to find witnesses who would say, well, you didn't hit that person came and attacked you, you had to defend yourself, for example. Talking to other people who were around, taking photographs of any injuries that person may have sustained if there was some type of fight. Just collecting evidence and giving voice to a courtroom, because someone who hasn't gone through that system is very uncomfortable, I can only assume, coming in front of a judge, being in a room with hundreds of other people, and it's intimidating to try to speak up and be able to give your side of the story. So I think that's what the importance of having your attorney is. It gives you a voice in that courtroom. It
gives you a voice. The attorney knows what to look for to help your case. And again, it just talked about the confidence that you may have stepping into the courtroom, which could be key.
Sure. You walk in and you'll see a lot of attorneys when they walk in, they smile and shake hands with other attorneys in there, although not at the judge. Not that they're lifelong friends, but because you see each other enough and you know your surroundings, it becomes very, very comfortable. Also, people who are in the same courtrooms every day know some of the other exposure that's out there for someone who's has a potential plea that they may need to enter, and are sometimes willing to work on alternatives in order to try to find the best resolution that's possible.
Well, good. Well, sounds like you're always looking out for your clients. And if you are interested and need more information, well, of course, you can contact Joe and his team. There's the website, CataniaCatania.com. And don't forget, you do get a free legal consultation as well. And there's their phone number if that works better. Joe, thank you so much for coming in today.
Sure. Thank you.